second season, right?
This is our third season.
But wait, I thought your second season was last year.
Our second season was COVID, yeah.
Okay. Oh my gosh, I forgot about COVID. This thing is just brutal. So can you talk about how you got it started and why you got it, for people that don't know what the unicycle is?
Yeah.
Like what's it about and why you got it going?
Yeah, so as a freshman at Syracuse University at the Newhouse School of Public Communications, it's just my resume at this point.
Yeah.
4.0 GPA. I don't have a 4.0 GPA.
He's got a 4.1.
I have a 4.7
Yes.
actually. I cheated.
Yeah.
So yeah, after all those confessions are out of the way, yeah. So unicycle, I started as a freshman. It's called the University News Cycle. I had another name that I won't be saying on the podcast, but I vetoed it early. Try to like move those letters around a little bit and see what you can come up with. So yeah, University News Cycle. It's basically a college and world news satire kind of show. James had a cameo or several cameos on it. James, do you want to give your highlight, the one sound that is the highlight of your time there?
Or something.
That's pretty much
it. Pretty much it. Yeah. Because I kept messing up my words.
Yep. There was one line that we had James say, and it was not working at all.
Yeah. No.
But yeah, so I started as a freshman in my spring semester because I basically felt left out and kind of underutilized by all of the comedy orgs that I tried out for on campus. So I wanted to create something that was going to actually like help everybody grow as creators and creatives. So I created a show at Citrus TV, and it piloted first in the spring, and then our first real season started in fall of 2019, I think. But yeah, we're currently on season 3. We've got about 10 episodes out. Just sent in a new episode to be released hopefully today or tomorrow. So by the time you see this, 10, 12 years ago, I'm dead now. So that's fun.
12 years. Oh, jeez.
Hey, it's a podcast. It's the first season of a podcast.
Yeah.
What do we really expect, James?
True. Yeah. So you format it like a late night show, kind of, right?
Not exactly. It's more. We take inspiration from The Onion mainly, and their fantastic videos on YouTube. But we format it kind of like the Citrus TV News Live at 6, where it's just 7 or 8 minutes. But we have like campus stories, packages that we go out of studio for, and then national stories, and then like a weather segment usually. So yeah, we purposely didn't do late night because that requires us to have to like know what's actually going on in the news. We just make shit up. We make up anything we want to make up. So if you want to have horses in the water for a water polo game, we can do that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why we didn't go with the late night route, but more the satire news route.
Yeah, and it's fun to get away from what's going on in the world sometimes, just to escape and go into the water polo world, or the ASPCA.
Yeah, AAA, SPCA.
Oh yeah.
AAA Automotive, Alcoholics Anonymous, and the ASPCA.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
So how did you make your show more inclusive compared to the other shows on campus?
Yeah, so I kind of wanted to go with a more like socialist style of writing, in that a lot of like sketch comedy shows, including SNL, if you write a sketch, you get paid for that sketch and it goes on the show and you kind of have your name attached to it. I didn't want to do that for this. So what we did is basically every single person is going to have some input on every single joke that goes into the show. So basically if I write a package, if nobody else finds it funny, it doesn't go in the show. If a couple people find it funny, then we ask the people who didn't find it funny, what isn't funny, what can we improve, and what can we do to make it a stronger package overall. So basically we have, I couldn't tell you who has written 85% of the jokes in the show, because it's either someone we've forgotten about or it's everybody.
Yeah. I think that's a good way to do it, though, because SNL is so backstabbing and like it seems like the same people. It's like a hierarchy of who gets on.
Yeah.
So I think that's what needs to kind of change in that environment, because when you have a bad environment, your show is going to be poo-poo.
Yeah, I mean, I think SNL is underrated still. I think that when we look back on it in 10 years, when it's JoJo Siwa as the like head writer, we're gonna say, oh my god, the Mikey Day golden age. Oh man, Alex, oh what a god.
Alex.
Oh my god, Kate McKinnon, how a legend. Kate McKinnon's already a legend, but like
Yeah, she is good.
every era of SNL, you look back at the previous era and you're like, oh my god, that was amazing. A lot of the sketches suck. I thought the was it the Bill Burr episode? I thought was awful. But yeah, it's gonna be hit or miss. It's sketch comedy.
Fair.
If you watch my show, you'll probably hate most of it. You'll laugh sometimes. You'll cringe most of the time. But like comedy is difficult, James.
Yeah. No, I get it. It is because it's very to the person. It's different for each person what you like and what you find funny. So what's funny to you isn't going to necessarily be funny to me.
Right.
Especially when you're putting a show out to so many millions. Well,
yeah,
millions
absolutely.
of people.
We have, I think we're hitting our first billion this season.
Yeah, ridiculous on your third season
on our
too.
third season, yeah.
Yeah, no, but it is really hard. So when you're making the show, do you go for what makes? I guess it's what makes you guys laugh instead of what you think makes other people laugh.
Yeah, I'd say we. Yeah, I don't think we put much out there that we don't find funny ourselves. But the other problem is that we are producing on a decently regular schedule, and like unlike a lot of like sketch comedy organizations where there's one sketch per week, every episode we have, I'd say, 20 plus jokes. Probably more if you count each individual joke in any longer segment.
Yeah.
But that means that we have to write 20 unique jokes that don't really relate to each other every single episode. And that is difficult. And we sometimes have to, we have a huge back catalog of content. And I would say what you see on the show, the worst joke in the show, there are 50 jokes in our back catalog that we could have put in but didn't because they were worse. So I'd say the answer to that question is yes. If it makes us laugh, we're likely to put it in. But also sometimes in the writer's room, we crack ourselves up and then posting it, we're like, what were we thinking? And that happens not often, but sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, that's to be expected.
Yeah.
And I think I personally like that you're putting out what you guys like, because when people try to sell out, try to just do what everyone else likes, it kind of loses its flair, its flavor, what gives it its life.
Yeah.
So I'm a fan of how you're sticking to that, and I think you should in the future. So I also really enjoy the planning, the writing process behind it, because when you go and you're just like, you have all these like nouns and stuff.
The list of nouns.
The list of nouns.
Yeah.
They help so much.
And if you want to purchase that list of nouns, you can go to James's merch shop.
Yeah.
James, and I hate to ask.
Yeah.
What's the name of this podcast?
Bad Role Models.
Bad Role Models.
Yes.
Okay. I feel like that's a trap now for me.
Well, you want to hear the reason why it's called Bad Role Models?
Yeah, sure.
It's because like we were talking about earlier, you can't take anyone 100% by whatever they say.
Oh, absolutely.
So I'm
lying to you right now.
Yeah. So the whole point of this is that, well, one, kind of keeps us out of legal trouble, because anything that's said on here, hey, we're just bad role models. But I think the only person that's a good role model in this world is Jesus Christ. So everyone else is all bullshit. Some of what they say is truth, what they know, but a lot of it is not. So you can't follow that to the grave.
Now, James, I'm not religious.
Yes.
So I can't trust anybody.
Fair.
Okay. Oh no, that's more of a question.
Yeah. No.
Okay.